for what they are.
We knew Rudy Giuliani sucked as a New Yorker.
No, we didn't. That was the mayor of America.
No.
Hero. I was there.
There was a colossal fall after 9/11 that just continued to get worse and worse and worse over time.
That's where I am with
He was still popular in that Seinfeld cameo episode. Like Seinfeld, you remember the cameo in Seinfeld?
Yeah, I remember.
At like his absolute peak of popularity.
No, I think 9/11.
9/11 was when he had the highest approval rating, but he was popular in that episode for sure. Like, he was not again, popular mayor are not two things that go hand in hand together, because it doesn't matter whether you are a Democrat or a Republican. If you're a mayor in New York, you suck. Like, plain and simple. There's just no other way around it.
No, he had a lot of props because he took down the mob. That was his main thing. I think he used to be a prosecutor or DA or something like that.
Yes, yeah, he was a DA.
He made the New York mob his core issue, his tent pole thing.
Yeah,
and he accomplished it. And he took down a lot of, like, maybe Gotti was part of that. And so he was America's fucking mayor in 2001. I'm telling you,
Zach, I'm seeing no polls done during
favorable ratings in 2007. 77% favorable.
Dude, Mr. Consistent. 08 2001.
Right. That's just it. The guy wasn't no one did a survey on him. And wasn't 9/11 in 2001? So this doesn't help us that.
So this isn't his actual run as mayor.
For people who were young during 9/11, what happened was this: a bunch of Saudi Arabians hijacked planes and took down Twin Towers and some other buildings too. And then there was a leadership void. W was not on TV for like 4 days or something while they were gathering information. Giuliani stepped up and filled that void. Giuliani was a guy on the rubble with the bullhorn telling America it was going to be okay. And that's how he became America's mayor.
Remember the fire hat?
I just want to say how much I love that. To backfill people on info, you didn't just tell them about Rudy Giuliani. You made sure they were aware of 9/11 as an event. Like just, someone out there's listening and they're like, whoa.
I was wondering what you were smiling about.
Crazy to think that
Saudi Arabians doing it, but I was like, I don't want that to go forgotten. I think people think that a bunch of guys from Iraq or Afghanistan took out the Twin Towers, but it wasn't. They were
because that was the common misconception that we were fed in the news for a very long time.
It's like they didn't say it; they just implied it.
What are you, crazy, GB? You think that was a mistake? You think they knowingly lied us into wars for decades?
Never.
Crazy person. You think we're going to do it again right now? You're crazy.
Where's my tinfoil hat? Hold on a second.
All the wars are good. Just more.
But that's what happened. Everyone was looking like, where's Bush? And then there was Giuliani, telling America it was going to be okay. And we really needed it. So
it was a big deal.
All that shit where people are like, oh, Bush did 9/11. I, honest to God, don't think that retard had anything to do that. There's no way that guy knew anything was up.
I'm with you.
He wasn't even in charge of his own. Like, if one of them knew, it was Cheney, not Bush. Like, Cheney was
and there was just no shot that Cheney was going to, even though they didn't they want a war in the Middle East? They wanted a reason to get out there.
Their plan was to invade Iraq while they was running for president. 9/11 was just the reason that the way they were able to sell it.
Iraq needed it. I was happy with the Iraq war, like the idea of an Iraq war. Just we didn't need any circumstance at all. Just go get them. They're assholes. That would have been fine with me. I don't know why we stayed for so
living
long.
over there doing their own goddamn thing for thousands of years. Pricks.
Yeah, fucking cradle of civilization, my ass.
Was it because they try to get off the dollar for petro? I've heard that's the real reason, but
a big impetus of it is that, like, that's what happened with Gaddafi in Libya too, Venezuela.
There could be more than one reason, right? Sure, I've heard that it's because they tried to assassinate W's father. So
he took that
maybe
personally.
Both reasons.
That's funny. Like that Michael Jordan doc. He's like, and I took that personally. That's what happened.
I can tell you, we didn't invade because of a vengeance for HW. No way.
I think we did. Yeah. I absolutely did. I think he was I think he'd been wanting to get him for a while, and they were evil people. They were very evil. Uday and Qusay Hussein. You don't know about the stories? Do I need to tell awful stories so you won't laugh at Uday and Qusay being funny?
No, I know. And those are all probably like 100% real stories. Like they say, wartime brings out truth.
What do you mean wartime? I'm talking about the decades that they ruled over the country as warlords. I'm talking about how they would find. I'm talking about when Uday Hussein saw that married woman in her dress at the hotel and her in front of his husband and in front of her husband because she was beautiful.
Is that so? Well, I didn't know that.
Of course you didn't. They were evil people. You know what the biggest bank robber of all time is?
I do.
Yeah, you saw it on Reddit just like me.
It's a fucking trick
but I won't
question.
ruin it.
Hold on.
What is it?
The biggest bank robber.
Saddam Hussein sent his son to the First National Bank of Iraq with a handwritten note that said, "Give him all the money." And he left there with 3 tractor trailers full of money. It was like, how much was it, Woody? Like almost $750 million, 300 million in each truck, I think.
Damn, that sounds rightish. It was a huge number.
Like 900 mil, and 300 of it was never found.
That's wild.
Jesus.
That's
wild. I wanted to antagonize you about the Uday and
no.
I wanted to antagonize you about the Uday and Kusei thing. Do you know how bad of a guy you have to be for some dude in Missouri like me to like know who you are for like, because I'd never heard that rape thing. I heard the like feeding live people to animals shit. Like not pigs, I don't think. Probably I
can't tell what's true, what's propaganda, but if it's even 20% true, those people they needed to die.
Yeah. If Cosby did 10% of what he was accused of, he needs to be locked up.
I'm talking about victim interviews that I watched and saw people talking about their baby skull being dashed upon a wall and the crazy torture programs, how Saddam would bring his children to the torture rooms and watch his political rivals be tortured to death or raped to death or whatever when they were very small children.
Well, the baby skull thing just sounds Spartan. You know, only the best babies made it through that.
Yeah, and that's why to this day the Spartans are so fit.
That's why the Spartan
layers.
Spartan skull is twice as thick as a normal human. At birth, every Spartan is dashed against a rock, and only those survive.
Yeah,
not a very smart race. They're all very concussed.
Dude, can you imagine how
very
jealous
messy system? You know,
like if you were like a young boy in Sparta. And then you
Taylor
saw
would make
like
it.
a young boy in Athens and like what they got to do, you'd probably be so jealous because you'd know that you hate them because you're supposed to, but you'd also be like, these fucking guys, they don't have to go get fucked by some warrior every night.
They do.
Like
they do. They all do.
I don't think
it was
so.
A Greek thing, not necessarily a Spartan thing.
I was reading
the illusion of voluntary.
Exaggerated. That's not nearly.
I've read the opposite. It was very common thing. There's a word for that relationship. Like they have a word for the man-boy relationship in Greek.
I'm sure Greek is a word for everything.
Well,
probably.
What a stupid statement.
The language.
I was like, where do I go from here? Nope, just fuck you. That's where we go.
You're watching your wheels turn at that where you're like, that's not even a reputation of what I'm saying.
Yeah, they scene coming out of his head and he's just like,
motherfucker. No, I was propped up to believe the Spartans were so fucking cool by my high school teacher, and everything I learn about now says that was all propaganda and lies and nonsense, that they weren't this. I don't know what to believe anymore about the Spartans in particular and about the Agogi and the way that they were. That's when this fucking young boys at 7 would go and be taken away to become warlords. What I always learned was that they were at the barracks, the army barracks, 95% of their life, and they would go home to have sex with their wives to like make new Spartans. But that was kind of a rare thing. Like you just kind of go home and visit and get some relations, but mostly you live there on the barracks with the men. And it was just I was always taught that it was a super warrior culture.
What a terrible life.
And the age of service went on to, I want to say, and if it was 45 or 55. 45 seems more likely for ancient times, because what a grizzled veteran you would be at 45.
Probably you're in a leadership position or something at 45. Yeah. Like if you take a 45-year-old and ask him to fight a 25-year-old with a spear, you're going to have a 25-year-old left over.
Maybe, more or maybe he's better at like running that phalanx thing they did, because they were like a turtle shell with spears sticking out of it when you see the way it worked.
Not if that 25-year-old has been training for 18 years since he was 7 with it. You know,
I guess it depends where he's from, right? Like if he's one of those poor barbarian guys who was just like, look at the turtle men with their shiny shell, and he just ran into your spears.
Yeah. Well, if he's a goth, he's fucked.
You can hit your 40s or even 50 and not be totally worthless. But
yeah,
I'm telling you, if I played ice hockey now, I'd get smoked. I'm just sure of it.
I love how this all went back to the initial thing that Woody said. He just wants to become an athlete, guys. That's all he wants to do.
He just wants to be an athlete. He already is.